Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Of course, you know where we are at Mariposa. And Las Vegas, absolutely amazing restaurant. It's a Mexican cuisine. It's absolutely fabulous. So anytime you get the opportunity to come out or going out to dinner to a restaurant, come over to Mariposa. It's on the corner of Sahara and Decatur. And right next to me, I had Daddy Priest. Now, I'm checking out his name. Number one, Daddy. So we got that clear. And then Priest, the second one.
Yes.
Daddy, are you a priest?
Yes, I am. I am.
You are a priest.
Yes.
Now, I know priests, you know, they're usually in the robes and usually in the suit and usually, you know, and this is completely, you've got bright red on.
It's my day off.
Well, that's a very good answer. Now I know this is how they dress when they're not out there doing their priesting.
Yeah, well, you have to have a balance to the color.
Well, you've got to have a balance to life, period.
Yes, completely.
Especially this day and age.
Yes.
Now, Daddy, which he says he wants to be called Priest, so Priest is wearing his mask. I said he could take it off if he wanted to. He said, no, I don't want to. My mother just got back from... So let's talk about your mom. How is your mom?
She's doing well. She's doing a lot better. She's just recovering at this point.
Did she have COVID or something else?
No, that isn't what this was for.
Oh, so that's a relief, isn't it? Okay.
But she did have it a few months earlier. So
she had COVID. Well,
yeah.
So she's got another sickness now?
No, it wasn't really a sickness. It was more so just trying to be preemptive about things.
Trying to get back into life and
yeah.
getting things going again.
Yeah.
Do you feel it's been, you know, we've had 2 years. We're going into actually our third, and we're going to a third year.
Yeah, we're about to go into a third year, yeah.
Would anybody ever have thought that a thing like this would have lasted going into 3 years?
And be so dynamic in how it changes your life. It's a very interesting disease. Although when it first came out, a study was done at Howard. A study was done at Howard, and it showed that we were going to be living with the effects of COVID until 2025.
Oh, that's nice to look forward.
Yeah, right? Oh, the next few years are going to be great.
2022, so, yeah, I mean, come on. But does it bother you? And the reason I'm asking you all these questions is because you're in the younger generation,
yes,
and you see it a little different to us older people. Do you see this the same as a flu with a different name? Or is this something, or is every year we get the flu, and every year the flu is called something else, and then every year the flu is stronger. Mm-hmm. But this one really hit, and they still haven't, Fauci or whoever it is out there, still haven't got to the bottom of where it came from. Because we're all inquisitive, we like to know where things come from, and how they are, where they are, and what they are. It's just people. I mean, I'm talking worldwide. I'm not just talking America or Vegas or just the two of us. Mm-hmm. I'm talking, people are inquisitive as to, is this being stronger to you? What do you feel as a young person?
Well, I am young. I'm also vaccinated. I don't have my booster, though. And I've caught it twice.
Before or after the vaccination?
Before and after.
Before and after, okay.
Yeah. And the second time around, it wasn't as bad. Honestly, I didn't notice I had it until...
So how did you know you had it?
Well, I had someone bring me a test, and they're like, take a test. I just have a feeling, take a test. And I tested positive.
See, this bothers me.
I didn't know.
These things bother me, that people feel fine, everything's great, and we don't have a problem, and yet we have COVID. Yeah. I don't get it.
But then a couple days later with that one, it was the Omicron variant, which it has a different symptom than the other one, where it gives you night sweats. So I noticed that I had it because I was just sweating at night.
Now, because of that, did you have to quarantine for any amount of time?
Yeah. That was right when the CDC started to change what they said about it, from it being a 10-day quarantine to a 5.
Okay, so that's recent.
Yeah, recent. This was just December. I decided to take a test on my 5th day, and I tested negative.
Negative.
Mm-hmm.
So
I was done with it in 5 days.
So within 5 days, it was totally gone. Mm-hmm. Do you feel that if you had tested the day after, which you felt fine, and you only had the night sweats, do you feel you should have tested the day after, just to test to see if you had to be quarantined or you were sick. I don't think people are doing that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, I had already decided that I was going to wait a few days.
Yeah.
And for about the next 3 days, like, I could tell, okay, I am fighting something.
So you knew?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, so we've now got over the COVID. Well, we haven't got over the COVID thing.
Nope, still going on.
Okay, I've got over my conversation of the COVID thing. I just wish everybody out there, and whoever's sick, to get better.
Please
take
get
care
better.
of yourself. I'm a big Tylenol person, so if I don't feel too good at night or when I'm going to bed, I take 2 Tylenol. I'm not telling any of you I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not nothing. I'm nothing, actually.
You're not nothing, Ninon. Come on, look at the style. You're nothing. Come on, Ninon. Come on.
Well, I dove right into that one. Didn't I? I'm just saying what I do. I haven't had it. I did get the shot. I got the shot probably a year ago. I got the shot because I was going to go to England. Couldn't go to England because when I arrived in England, I had to stay in the hotel for 10 days. So 10 days quarantine was not going to be my vacation, since I was only going for 5 days.
Oh, no.
So I spent the whole time in a different hotel. That's all. Overall that. Now, Priest.
Yes.
You are in the music business, I understand.
Yes.
I don't pre-interview anybody, but I know a lot about them. And you're doing very, very well. Now, you actually have a talk show as well. Is that radio or TV?
So that show is right here on social media network.
Okay.
It's right here. It's called Dark Music Television.
Dark Music Television.
Yes.
Does that mean dark as of night?
No. It is homage to one of the original creators, one of the original hosts. His last name was Dark. They loved the name. And so we decided we can't get rid of you. We have to keep you there going.
Absolutely. So Dark is still around. Whether he's gone or not gone, he's still here.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so when you had, what did you interview people in the
well, basically
what we do...
There's
a little competition going on there. And they're younger too. I could up my stuff.
Basically, you guys send in your music videos. We want them. We want to give you a platform to share them on. So send them in to us. We'll be happy to stream them.
Oh, wait a second.
Here.
Do they have to come in as a guest, or can they come in as of just sending their video and you play it?
You guys can send in your videos if you want. You can send them in, and we can schedule it so that you can come in for filming with us, and we can interview you about your song. We want your voice to get out there.
Well, that's the idea of my show.
Yeah.
And that's why I have Priest on. That's why I have Daddy Priest on. To get you out there, to let people know what you're doing. You know, funny, a lot of people have not copied my show. Nobody could copy this voice. So
no, not at all.
Bless them all, whoever can do it. I can't even copy my own voice. Never mind. And good luck to them. It's okay. To me, I live with it. I just care. It's one or the other. But and I think, what we do, we put people out there like you. We give them a platform to talk about what they do, who they are, and how they can get more, how you can get more business, how you can get more events going, how you can actually make your music even better by having a bigger band. Or, lots of different things you can just, if you're not working and it's not doing well, change. My greatest thing was, well, I was talking to somebody in the restaurant business the other day, and they said, I haven't made a penny in 3 years, and I haven't do that. And I gave them one look, and I said, I suggest you change your menu or change the whole thing, because obviously what's working, what you have now is not working.
Yes.
Is that a good idea?
I think that is a good idea. I feel like people should look forward to change, because you don't want to be stuck in a rut at all. And the only way you're going to get out of that is through change. And you got to push forward. You got to plan.
Do you think most people are afraid to change because they might kind of not go,
Yeah, because you don't know which way it's going to go. But
instead of walking on the left-hand side of the street, you walk on the right-hand side of the street. What difference does it make? It makes a big difference. Sometimes
it does.
You can meet a whole bunch of people you never met before.
Yeah.
Over here than over there, or vice versa.
Yeah. And it changes your frame of mind when you go through it. Okay. And if you stay optimistic in it, you can use it to build anything. Build your show. Build your dream.
Do you believe in just keep building that stuff? Do you think most people are able to do more than what they think they can do? Or they just don't want to try?
I feel like most people limit themselves.
Oh, I like that word better than mine. It is. It's
unnecessarily. And when they finally are able to push past that limit that they set on themselves, it will seem like a whole new world has opened up to them.
Yeah, because you can go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
You're a person. People. We're people. You can actually go and do anything we want. The world, I don't see no's anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can go anywhere you want and do anything you want. Isn't that what you're doing? I mean, you've opened up a whole new thing about,
I have, and I'm trying to grow it. I remember for years, I started playing with a few bands, and I started to get picked up by different artists I won't mention. But through that, and then going away, and trying to get into a day-to-day job and all of that, it was really soul-sucking. So right about the time of the pandemic, when I lost my job, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fight for something, and I'm gonna make something of it, and you just got to keep pushing.
Now, wouldn't fighting for something will be fighting for yourself?
Yes.
Because don't you feel that if you're in line and you're okay and everything's in order,
Yes.
then you can make everything out there in order.
Yes.
So when you help these people that come on your show and they talk about their music and everything, do you actually help them think, well, why didn't you, because you're in the music business, why did you try this, or why didn't you try that, or go in that direction, or do...
I will do that. So, like, one thing I do fairly frequently, I've been out of it for a bit. This is my first kind of step back in from a hiatus from the scene. I'm down at Dean and Mala's Dark Entertainers Tuesday open jam. I'm their house guitarist. But I'll go in and I'll be playing with people, and I'll bring people on stage, and we're up there jamming, having a good time. And afterwards, if I've played with them enough and I know I'm not going to disrespect them, I'll say, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you try this little bend at the end of your lick? Why don't you try moving the chorus this way? Because I do songwriting. And so I do like to step out and really help. I want to give back to the scene.
Help some. I love to help people because I don't think there is any competition. I think we're all, because everybody does something different. We all talk differently. We all act differently. We're all different. Yeah. Which is the most beautiful thing. I mean, every single fingerprint.
Everyone.
In the entire world is different.
Yeah. I don't have one of the same.
Well, in the world you don't. There's nobody with your fingerprint anyway. No. How did God do that? I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm thinking, because we've got, I guess the way we use them, the way we're born, who we're born, and then we're always born with mixed, which means we've got a man and a woman, obviously.
Yeah, that is how you procreate.
That's how it works. Yeah. And then you've got their, and it's all put together.
Then it all just...
Even brothers and sisters. And
I have a few brothers. And even
how many brothers do you have?
I have 3.
3 brothers.
I have 3 brothers.
So do I.
Oh, really? Awesome. Any sisters?
One sister.
One sister.
Yeah,
okay.
Sister.
Okay.
Yeah,
no sisters.
My mum, they had a large family in those days, I guess.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
What do you feel you want to do right now? Change something, do something. What would you like to do?
You know what? Can I sit there? Just change seats.
We can definitely do that. Okay. I've never done this before. I've never allowed this before. But there's always a first time for everything. Can you see me? Am I all right? Do I have to go a little closer here? All right. Now I want to know. There's only one question I want to know right now.
Okay.
Is why am I sitting here and not there? What is this big dramatic change?
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see your big dramatic change.
All right, what is my change? I'm still talking. That's one problem I have.
Okay, let me interview you. Is that okay?
I knew that's what he was going to do. I didn't want to say anything. Okay, guys. Maria, is this... By the way, excuse me 1 second. Maria, is this okay? She says it's up to me. All right. Hello, how are you?
Hello, here we are at Vegas Live with Ninon. Here's Ninon's version of the Ninon, you have been doing this for a while.
I'm in my 7th year. 7 years.
You are very polished.
Is he talking about nail polish?
I'm talking about you, your presence on stage, your interview questions. And
this is sounding very, very good. I'm going to shut up, though. Let me zip it. Oh, God. All right, pray. Okay.
And your great business mindset.
Oh, I don't know about the business part, but yeah, I'd like to hear about that.
What would you credit your success
on? Wow, that's a funny question, and I'll tell you why. It's known out there in the world now because now I'm not embarrassed about it or shy about it. I never went to school, number one. So I left home when I was 16 with $5. And I think the thing was I was very, very shy. I would blush, I was embarrassed. But what I did, and I think this should maybe help a lot of people out there, I would put myself in a place where I was very, very uncomfortable, just to get over that.
Okay.
So I kept doing that. And then, of course, I was a model, and I was a high-end model in London. I became quite well known. And I think it's pushing the envelope a little further than what you think you can do.
Okay.
And don't be afraid of anything. I was afraid for many years. It's how you dress, it's how you eat, it's how you walk in a room, it's your conversation, and 100% knowledge. I get my knowledge a lot from television, actually, but I don't read at all. I read on the internet. Yes, I read a lot on the internet. I don't read books. I think books are boring because they try to fill up a book to be 400 pages or 300 pages, and half the time there's nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Just my opinion. It's not everybody else. So you have to skip over a lot of the writing. But I think it's being very, very, very positive. It's not that I can't do it, it's I can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the difference. Going with that attitude. Be proud of yourself. Feel good about yourself. And there's one thing you must never, ever, 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 ever do. Don't ever put yourself down. Don't ever say, oh, I didn't do that right, or why did I do that, or why do I look like this? Don't ever put yourself down. That was a long answer, I think.
Words of wisdom.
I hope so.
And great advice.
I hope so. I truly hope so.
And this is why I love you.
Isn't that lovely? Daddy, please love me. I love that. That's so. Well, I love you too, because I've known this guy a long time, actually. Life is truly what you make it.
It is.
And life truly is. There are no wall. There's only one wall that is up against you. Is the wall you put up.
Yes.
If you put a wall up, or you fall, you don't. When I say walking into a place, you don't have to go marching in. You have to. Well, I don't want to say elegantly either, because then you put yourself in a practice.
Yes.
Walking. My mum taught me once how to walk into a room. Mm-hmm. My mum always used to say, when you walk into a room, walk in as if you own it, but don't be pompous.
Okay.
Because if you own it, you're not pompous. If you own it, it doesn't matter. You walk in like anybody else walks in.
Yeah.
But you're also very proud that you walk into it with your head up, and you know exactly where you want to sit. I know exactly where I want to sit in a restaurant, in a bar, anywhere. I know exactly where I will sit. It's not where they're going to put me. It's where I want to sit. Many a time I've changed. I say, could I please sit at that table? I like that table better. Okay. And it might be a table way in the back of the restaurant.
Yeah. Sometimes you just want to get away.
But
you still want to have the food.
I don't particularly ever want to be on the front table. I've never wanted to be on the front table. I prefer to be. I don't want to be in the middle either, because
too many people.
Well, no, they might hear my conversation.
The talk show host, afraid of what people will hear.
I'm really not afraid. Do you know, that's another thing. I'm not afraid of anything I say.
Fear.
No,
Good.
I don't have fear. That's one thing I don't have fear. I might have fear climbing up a cliff, but I've done that many times anyway, and I got to the top.
Rock climbing, okay.
Oh yeah, I've done rock climbing.
Nice.
I used to I used to live on Mulholland Drive, and there's the Mulholland. I forget what they call it, Raggle Canyon or something, and it goes from the top of Mulholland all the way down to Hollywood. I used to do that at least 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay.
I can't even walk to my car now.
Man.
Oh yeah, I used to run it too, and there used to be. It was all windy and but I did it. I loved it.
Good.
So keep up your exercise. Keep this mind working.
Always.
So what about you?
Well,
Now, what about your answer?
ooh.
You're
I know
prominent
this.
out there, you
I've
know
been in
that.
the music scene for a little bit, and I've loved every minute of it. I just really started to step out into it, like, accept that I'm in it.
Love it more.
Love it more.
Love it more. Love it more than you do. In other words, you could say, well, I really don't like that music. It's not that you don't like the music. It's not to your hearing. It's not your genre, not what you want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean to say that music is bad. Another thing for people out there, you don't have to hate anybody.
No.
It's just that you don't get on. We can't all get on, and maybe they can't get on, and they can't get on with me, and I don't get on with them. That doesn't make that person a bad person.
No, not at all.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Well,
So
like
just
you were
remember
saying
that.
earlier, change is good. Sometimes you have to change your friends, and it hurts to see them go. But that change adds another dynamic to your life.
Yeah, unfortunately. And you don't really lose a friend, because I've had friends of mine that 5 years later, 10 years later, I got a friend of mine. Ray Cousins is one of them. I didn't see him for years and years and years, and all of a sudden his son's back into my life. He's a good friend now, and everything's fine.
Yeah.
Now, how can... Oh, one more thing. What is the main thing you want to do in 2022?
In 2022.
It's just the beginning. We're still in...
So when I was on Ninon Speaks, you asked me when I was looking to start rolling stuff out.
Yes.
And I told you, 2022. And I am proud to say I have put together a great band. And I'm looking forward to us being able to roll out some of the originals you've heard, as well as some originals of the other members of the band. Because you're not going to make it anywhere as a one-track mind. You have to have a team. Life changes.
And you do need a team.
I'm looking forward to bringing in those guys. I've got Billy Rogers on drums. I've got Billy Nunn on keys. Myself on guitar. So we're going to be... I also have Roy. I can't remember his last name. He's just a beast on bass out here in town.
The beast on bass, the BB, as we call it, the beast on bass.
Yeah, the BB. Oh,
BB,
man, that man. But he's going to be on bass, and we're looking to roll out some
one thing I'm going to say to you, people say to me, well, let's meet in 2 weeks. And I look at them and I say, well, what's so different in this week or in 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
What is the difference? Oh, nothing. And I said, well, why are we waiting 2 weeks? Don't wait. You can't buy time. You can't buy air.
No.
Can't. So if you've got something to do, do it as soon as you can do it. Get it together, get it done. Well, I can't. And then they say, well, I've got all these appointments. Yeah, I'm sure you have. That I don't believe. But some people do. But majority of the time, we always... And the reason we like to waylay it is because we're awkward in bringing it out. And we're trying to waylay it.
Yeah.
Do it right away. Make a mistake. Life is made of mistakes.
Well, that's something that we talked about when I was on Ninon Speaks, and that was right about the time I was fighting with the label at the time, about the release of a song, and I ended up just releasing it myself after our conversation.
Yeah.
Because
what were you waiting for?
Well, I'm waiting on it for you. You didn't write it.
Anybody? You're nothing. Anything.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
So. That's why I was saying earlier. Sometimes you just have to dive into the change.
Just do it. It's like I'm not going to mention any names. But there's a friend of mine. It's got an incredible song out, not out, written together. But we have to do these other. They have to have 15 songs on a CD or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
So waiting for the other 14, and I said, "Why are you doing that?" Well, because it has to be together, and that's how it's done. I said, well, just because it's done that way doesn't mean to say you have to do it that way.
Yes.
Why don't you bring that song out? Really bring that song out.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing
just
I do.
Just one song.
I'm one of those people, because I'm a huge Prince fan, and one thing that he was big on was you release albums. Now, I realize my songwriting isn't strong enough for me to release a full album.
So you don't put yourself down.
So I record a full album, but then I only release one track.
So you had to. So it took you all that time to get this together and to release it, when you could have concentrated on that one song and could have been out within 2 weeks or a week, or however long it takes. It can't take that long.
You're looking at about a month.
So all right, a month. A month is better than a year.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
So I'm saying this woman has an incredible voice. Get this one song out, get everybody tempted, and then bring the other one out.
Okay. Okay.
I've been wrong once before.
No, and like I said, with the group of guys I put together, we are going to be out there rolling out original between all of us. So right now, it's a matter of rehearsals.
Don't not wait for a whole 6, 7, 8,
No,
9,
no.
10,
Well, all
15.
of the songs are out. It's just a matter of us getting the stage playing them. So now it's just rehearsals. It's just us getting together, being musical.
So that's probably why we'll rehearse in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we rehearse tomorrow? What are we all doing tomorrow at 10 o'clock at night? You don't have rehearsals, by the way. Can be 10 in the morning or 10 at night. They can be any time.
Yeah, they can be any time of the day.
Okay, now we've got to close out. My producer is going crazy over here because I've been interviewing you for the past, I don't know how long. This has really, really gone long. Priest, I've given you a lot of time. How can anybody reach you?
You guys can find me on Facebook, Daddy Priest. You can find me on Instagram, Daddy Priest. That's going to bring up a page called Dynamic Scotch. If you ever want to email me about anything, my email is dynamicscotch@gmail.com.
Amazing.
I look forward to hearing from you.
And of course, we're filming down here at Mariposa, which is on the corner of Sahara and Decatur. And of course, my producer, Pureza. Absolutely amazing. Maria's amazing.
I love Maria.
We will be right back with my next guest. And I'm sorry I took a long time with Priest, but he's pretty awesome. So, why not?